Your ship is well, that only Jolly Roger has been through hell. Yo ho, on an adventure we go. In the heated digital high seas, we travel with ease until we reach the outer edge and freeze. The Arctic chill like a very speed mill through the darkness led by our will. Yo ho, on an adventure we go to beyond the outer limits of society, broadcasting the reality. The pirates will always steal the show from WPRPN, you know. Yo ho, on an adventure we go. Docked our vessels in the Skullport Harbor. No landlubbers will fight for you harder. Your old first mate went AWOL after a tricky kill haul. The legacy of pirate radio is strong. I hope our mates will come along. The changes we seek may not be long. That is why I wrote this song. And we go ho ho, on adventure we go. Welcome everybody, friends, folks, foes, and fellow pirate mateys, to our latest edition of World Pirate Radio News. It's show segment number 298. I'm your host, as always, the Robin Hood's Chief Communications Officer, Jaffe Ryder. It's been a while since we've actually done this with the live streaming end of things, so I'm not sure how rusty we're going to prove ourselves to be, but whatever the case, we aim to have as much fun and deliver as many high-powered, freedom-fueled truth bombs as possible. We'll be cutting away from BoobTube here after just a few minutes once we provide listeners with a basic overview and rundown of some approximate potential PDF talking points. We'll give you a screen share as far as that whole business goes, and you can make of it what you will. In the meantime, though, we will be live streaming through DLive, Telegram. What else are we looking at here? Rumble is a bit of a problem to this point, having some technical issues, unfortunately. Facebook and HomeNetwork.tv. HomeNetwork.tv, project platform Robert Morningstar introduced us to. So it didn't take too much convincing to have us take whatever steps were necessary in getting everything lined up over there. Alan, presumably listening as we put this current show together. Alan via HomeNetwork.tv. He's the main guy and big wheel over there on that front. So But yeah, as far as things go, we have a great deal planned for you here. Not only this go round, but as far as what the future over the next few coming weeks, months, and God willing, years will include. So buckle up, folks. Remember, as always, of course, our email address, pirate1radio at protonmail.com. That's pirate, the numeral 1 radio at protonmail.com. It's a way of helping us out through PayPal, along with, if you have any show suggestions or guest ideas in mind that you'd like to send our way. We've got a great number of guests already in the queue, significant number, but always open to hearing from you, the listeners, and doing what we can to help, beef things up even a little more, juggle schedules around, and provide to you whatever top-notch quality content we can manage. Having said that, of course, it is a largely free public service that we offer here, entirely listener supported, not including when simply we ourselves here are having to endlessly run directly out of pocket to keep things afloat. Big shout out to Bob Dub, speaking of whom, as far as things like the PayPal end of the operation and so forth is concerned. She's been quite diligent in every month, just small token donation of between 8 and 10 Minds tokens per month. And so we can't say enough good things about Bob Dub, and would encourage everyone out there listening to check out the incredible quality content she herself is putting out to the world. It is a real trip indeed. Very, very mind-blowing, to say the least. And at least as of her last endeavor, she did take a little time, make a little effort in incorporating some pirate how the yuppies put it, tropes, images, themes, and so forth into the amazing multimedia digital work that she now has under her belt. So something I think one of our co-hosts here this go round, Roger Hansen, definitely knows a thing or two about. We'll get to Roger along with a handful of other people as well here too. Mark Edworthy out of the UK, Roger himself, regular listeners will know, West Frankfort, Illinois. Vinny from Brooklyn. Yval Malfon listing in via his workout location, from the sounds of things, out of the lower mainland of Vancouver. So interesting to hear how things are going with him. Work on, if we can manage catching up a little more up to speed as to how his life has been unfolding over the past approximate month or so, is actually how long we have had decided to take a rather healthy dose of what Robin Williams referred to as the fuck it all pill. Something you got to watch out for as well too, because it can be quite addictive, that whole that fuck it all pharmaceutical. So Yeah, Kamala Harris. Wouldn't that be something if she dropped in, showed up? I don't even know what
Whole
we'd
knee
ask
pad.
her. Yeah, knee pads, Harris. Geez, I wonder if let's we with the upcoming Joe Rogan potential appearance on Joe Rogan along with Trump. Uh, wouldn't that be great to have the two of them together? I don't think that's going to happen, but uh, some commentators.
It would be fireworks for sure.
She's not going to be able to last the full 3 hours. Is a great point. One of Fox News commentators, that he alleged, and I think he makes a great point. But we'll get to that and more here over the course of things. In the meantime, Alan and Karmalov, yeah, Alan Mosdale out of Australia. He's a longtime friend and supporter of the shore. Someone who actually we did happen. There's so much in social media; it gets to be really quite overwhelming. That's part of the reason why we decided to just step back a little bit and take something of a breather, chance to recharge our little energizer bunny batteries. But yeah, there was something we'd like to talk about with Alan. In fact, is a recent video he put out where he was speaking at a public event regarding a number of pretty important issues. Something that, for all intents and purposes, Australia's big insider mainstream corporate media, largely ignores. So, all right, let's take a look at what we got here then over on the PDF. Chuseok, of course. So this does go back a ways, at least a few weeks now. Chuseok in Korea, it's always a great time. The business of missing animals out of pretty much anywhere USA now. All at the hands. Haiti Harris and Alex Soros. Open borders, folks. Watch out. There's lots of problems, lots of, and this is one of the main issues, of course, that Trump is so rightly persisting in hammering home. Not that he has to. I think a lot of people across America get it. Where it seems things are currently is, from what I can tell, my sense, just recently a report, is it, Tim Walz, what a clown that guy is. He speaks a lot better than the way that he moves. To say that he moves like Jagger would be, that in his wildest dreams, I suppose. Could he hope to do so? But yeah, he's a pretty herky jerky kind of dude that I will give him credit for his sophistry and rhetoric, the way that he addresses these polished professional politicians do any questions that come their way, either deflect or steer off in a completely different direction. The framing is really always so critical. But Chris Christopherson recently passing away. I've been a long time fan of his myself. Incredible songwriter, screen actor as well, among other things. So, 88 years of age. It's not too shabby.
Lad.
Come again?
He's a good lad. Yeah, he was a good lad, just like James Earl Jones Jr. Huh?
Right. Yes, exactly. Right below there. Correct. Yes, that's right. So, and
later, guys. Oh,
I think, was that Yvonne chiming in there? I think he said he had to skip out. So, yeah. Okay. Happy sailing, Yvonne. Via the lower mainland of Vancouver. Probably a little shower time for him, I guess. So, straight from out of the gym and into the
Happy
shower.
birthday, Jimmy Carter. What day was that? That's not today, is it?
No, that was a few weeks ago. So, like I said, it's been a while here. We're just trying to work on catching up.
I just want to mention also, obviously, we're talking about deaths. It's worth pointing out that Dame Maggie Margaret Smith died 2 weeks ago as well. A well-known British actress who most people would recognise from either Harry Potter series or what was it? The
Dame Maggie. Are you sure it wasn't Damn Maggie?
But
I always knew it as
an
Damn
amazing British
Maggie
actress as well.
Yeah, and let's not forget. Yeah, Mark always seems to get a little on edge or miffed anytime we don't bring in.
I don't know, but you're muted, I believe.
Wait a minute.
Downton Abbey, sorry, that's what I was thinking of. Yeah,
well, who
would recognise her from either the Harry Potter series or
right.
Downton Abbey.
Okay, yeah. So the UK angle is something that Mark has been wanting to address, incorporate, bring more into the conversation here. Someone who's not muted. Is that Roger typing away? No, I'm not muted. No, I bet you anything. No.
Hey, where's Jeffy gone? Is the cat pulling out his cords or something, or what's going on there?
All right.
How you going, folks?
Not sure.
Let's do this again. I can almost guarantee you that folks out there listening could easily hear us, presumably. Everything looked to be 5 by 5 via this end of things. So we'll just take a moment or two to get back into the swing of things here and send Skype a little problem report, as it were. Okay, there we go. That's about all they need right there, I guess. Yes. And let's see if we can try this again. Oh, Jesus, what is that? What? See, that's weird.
It's worth remembering that it was him, that it was under his administration that the Americans, France and British allowed for, promoted the coup against a democratic government and a monarch in Iran, and brought in a what we would all recognise as a terrorist organisation to control Iran.
Can everyone hear me now?
Yeah. It amuses me that in 2000, I think it was 2002, maybe 2000. 2002. Carter received a Nobel Peace Prize when he aided in destabilizing the Middle East and therefore destabilizing the entire world.
Check one, test one. Can people hear me?
Well, you know what it is. It was a dirty trick. You see, in cases like this, I do not blame the.
See, this is rather odd because something funky is going on here behind the scenes, where we're having. There's no problems here. It's Skype. It's itself, unfortunately. So do bear with us, people. We'll try here one more time to reboot. We hopefully don't have to reboot the computer entirely. That doesn't make any sense. But I could see in as we reloaded Skype the first time that on the back end of things, the audio had, for whatever reason, it was muted, and that was not appearing to be the case whatsoever when we went into the call. So let's see this. So I'm not doing anything here. I'm not sure why that's icons coming up, but
they're using a website database.
Check one, test one.
So
Hello.
I hope to have more information for you shortly.
Can anyone hear me?
Jeffy, hopefully you're back.
Yes.
Because I haven't looked at the PDF as of yet.
Nothing. Nothing. Check one. Hello.
No, with that, I remember
Son
with
of a
that
bitch.
on the whole thing with Iran and everything,
Jesus
and the
Christ.
1979 revolt. No, I've heard people also mention
That we're gonna have to. Well, this is odd. This is a first. Oh. Okay. So I mean, we might have mistakenly.
society going on there, but you also got it blended in with a lot of communism and socialism and all that stuff on top of it.
How can anyone hear me now?
Yes.
I can.
Yeah.
Oh,
Welcome
geez.
back.
I'm not sure. Maybe it might have been the headset. The USB input came loose for whatever reason. So, there we go. But we did intermittently. I was coming
We
back.
didn't need to get there, brother.
Well,
we took care.
Well, the listening audience via the
was a cat.
interwebs was able to hear us. I'm confident was able to hear me clearly enough, but just had that technical matter to address, and here we are. So let's take another look though at the PDF. I know I heard you talking about Iran, of course, and Carter, and I'm not sure if Brzezinski came up or not. Probably at one point.
But you didn't get to it. We didn't get to
Yeah.
it.
So, but Mark, I think, was making a great point. It's interesting. Speaking of Carter, small world, I emailed him and issued congratulatory support on his reception of the Nobel Prize that Mark alluded to. That was circa, I think, about 2002. That's right. At least he did a little more, whether for better or for worse, than Obama, who they just, hey, here's a black, nice looking black man who smiles well, and
Indonesian and Jewish.
yeah, that too. That's exactly right. Yeah, but Jewish. Well, he's a Jewish, and in the eyes of many Jews, or he's a Jewish man. Why? Because his mother was, supposedly. But before we get into that, let's just or revisit that whole business. Let's keep scrolling on down. Now there was this 58-year-old. I can't pronounce his name. People have to click on the link, I guess, or just look, track it down if they want. It struck me as kind of peculiar, though. It's an age 58, Ojibwe Mumbawe, or something. Some really tall black dude out of Africa, I guess it was. I don't follow the MB close enough. It just was one of those things. Jasper Fires. We're going to have someone who actually worked initial attack in Canada. He knows a thing or two about what potentially went wrong, as do I. So we'll talk. The mainstream, the media, they play the role of gatekeepers. That's one of the things they do. They gatekeep. They also set the agenda. And with the Jasper Fires, I challenge anyone else out there to do the same. Look and see if you can find any reporting on the cause. Okay, so there were fires. One starting in one direction, and I think it was like the north, and then the other suddenly just springing and sparking up out of the south without much, very small, one right after the other, pretty much. There were 20 fire trucks, reports have it, and at least 50 initial attack fire crew workers who were ready to go and on the scene. But from on high, the order came for them to stand down. And you can mention this, actually, Roger. I know you're probably in more frequent contact with Naroki than I am. This asshole trader, the epitome of evil, not Naroki, the epitome of evil. Although maybe, who knows? I haven't maybe dug deep enough into his personal life. So, but yeah, Stefan Gerbeau, I think his name is Stefan Gerbeau. What a, oh my God, piece of work, and just a sick mofo That dude. So he was the one who was directly behind that. So the story goes, and you just see the guy. It's like there's something not right with this man. This, if you want to call him a man, but he's creepy, and you can probably bet. With the implicated heavily in the whole, just this, the dirt and that, this. I hate to even think of how corrupt the man is. But anyways, moving along. Social media. Oh, by the way, have we said anything yet where BoobTube is going to issue our but we have, I think, ones to remember right now, and possibly it's any goddamn thing you can imagine. It's like, oh, you did this, did that. It's like, oh, you did the other. It's like, oh, like bullying, as was the case, cyber
Bullying, yeah.
with you actually, Vinny, we had you on. That was, we got your show taken down. We've had shows on ufology taken down, and it's ridiculous, so on and so forth. Anyways, so people hopefully get the idea. That's one of the reasons we kind of decided to take the extended break. We just, with Fakebook doing as well too. The underhanded.
Are you on Facebook now or no?
Well, we should be live streaming. I haven't. Yeah, it looks as if we are. I'll have to double check.
Oh, okay.
But thank you for reminding me. That's a great point. So, we'll head on over there, and just because what we do, it's kind of tricky. Off of Jaffe's homepage, they've shut down our they've attacked us on our page, the Pirate Radio Podcast, WPRPN. They're trying to do everything they can just on Facebook itself, and God only knows the shadow banning is taking place. But they're throwing it right in our faces, really, with so much of this, where we get posts taken down for spam, for example. They say, "Oh, it's spam, take it down." We're tagging friends. We tag 25 friends, and then below, you're allowed to do this. Everyone's allowed to tag 100 friends. Us, maybe 20, 25, and it's taken down. You can tag followers, as it were. We don't like to call them followers. It's just the cultishness is baked into the programming cake there, as it were. Unfortunately, semantic cake. So friends and supporters much more preferred. But you can also tag commentators, which we rarely do. It's usually highlight, and then at followers is basically our approach, and we're going to do that right now, as a matter of fact, with our live stream. But before we should do that. So just to this point, is there anything that anyone so far, and we'll scroll down a little further as well too. Pericles, that's quite a quote, isn't it? Just because you're not interested in politics doesn't mean politics is not interested in you. Essentially, it takes no interest in you. So that's an age-old adage. So people really need to, I think it's important we all reflect on that, most definitely. Archive.org hacked. That it's still not up. So last I checked, a few hours. So Kamala Harris,
what actually happened there?
Slave trading family. Oh, isn't that a coincidence? And wow, she's been quite the border czar too. So it's plus les choses changent en français. You're asking archive.org hacked? Well, look into it, man. It's like somebody does.
Yeah.
So more stuff on the Trump assassination. Mad Dog Netanyahu, Chabad Lubavitch. Nobody's bringing this up. This Crooks. If you assume the actual shooter was Crooks and not some other individual by the name of Matthew Yearick, which actually I think it's an anagram for ear yick, like like Trump getting nicked in the ear, essentially. So it's ear. It's a little bit of yick on Trump's ear. Yeah, Matthew ear yick. But Chabad Lubavitch. That's something, Vinny, you know a thing or two about. You can comment here just momentarily. More on there's the upcoming election, of course. Hezbollah, like that was incredible with the chutzpah. By deception, we will make war, says Mossad. Why does everybody seem to? Well, most the mainstream media. Why is it now? I wonder. Let's kind of scratch our heads and ask ourselves. Might it be that well, the arms industry is one, but also the fact that there's a heavy well, we better not get into it too much here. You know what BoobTube will do. So,
Yeah,
yeah,
that's true.
bounty
Well,
on
you know
Trump's
what's
head.
annoying though?
We're gonna cut
You know
away
what's
from
annoying?
YouTube here momentarily. The UN Pact for the Future. Oh, what could possibly go wrong? It's kind of like, what is it? The Great Reset 2.0. Mara, Mara. I know you, Mara. It's the Buddhist Satan, basically, is Mara. So, but link on the CBC podcasting. What do we got here? Porn software. Well, blah blah blah. And whatever happened to the Vatican porn scandal just seemed to quietly have gone away. You know, people
Well,
have
like the Pentagon porn scandal
exactly
as well.
Yeah, Flickr. What is this Flickr stuff? What's that all about? Bet you Vinny knows a thing or two about that. Maybe a few others here as well. Saudis, 28 pages. Trump quite conveniently forgot about that once he won election last time, didn't he? So, you know, it's like 28 pages. It's like nothing after the election whatsoever, which has got me thinking. It'll be interesting to see how long the supposed bromance between him and RFK Jr. actually lasts. I've got it's hard to say. I've got my doubts, but you know, it would be great to see some productive change come about. They've got a lot of work to do clearly, and the U.S. economy and the currency itself, the dollar, got some big major obstacles to overcome, to say the least. You know, put it mildly. What else are we looking at here? Did everyone get a chance to open this PDF and check it out for themselves?
I
Patrick?
tried to. I couldn't.
It's
I couldn't get it to pop up.
It's a PDF. Well, okay. Look at that. They're
Right.
This is what Canada should do. Maybe under Poliver they could. You know, just off the illegal illegal invaders is what they are. Let's cash to leave, to exit. But okay, and hey, this is something. This TikTok dance cult Netflix series. What the hell was that all about? But before we deep dive into the rest of this, let's just hear from all of you in a round table, kind of around the horn sort of fashion. Your social media contact details, GMNO at Minds, I guess, Vinny, is yours. As we recall, it's the one that we use at least. Anything more you like? Anything more you like to add to that?
No, that's okay. That's perfectly fine. I'll lead you to every place else you need to go.
Okay, Roger, you're Roger Hansen. Simply,
Yeah, I'm Roger _Hansen. If you type in Roger Hansen, you'll go to a second account that I made a long time ago, but I don't use it.
Okay, so we got to watch it. Your main one has more numbers right now, is that right?
It has an underscore in between Roger and Hansen.
Yeah, and the numbers are much bigger than the original, I guess. Is that
yeah,
the case?
Yeah. Well, I don't use that one anymore.
Yeah.
I used it once and then freaking never used it again. So.
Did you have password problems or issues? Is that why? Or
I think I was pissed off at Bill Altman and decided I was going to do it and changed my mind.
Oh,
He started coming up with all these crazy rules, like one freaking account per person and stupid shit like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is that the case now?
Yeah, no,
really?
No, back in the day, he was doing weird shit like that. Now he doesn't care.
Kind of backtracked on that a little bit. So
Joshua, might be a good idea for you to remove your old account. Just delete it.
I'm sorry, you said to do what?
I was just thinking it might be a good idea for Roger to delete his old account.
That's a good point. If you didn't use it much. Amos Dale 777 over on D Live. Good to see you, Alan. Joshua, Alan Huckle, Vinny on D Live. Esther 23 onward Christian soldiers. All right. Well, I'm down with that. Just the way I look at that whole business though of with Christ and the sword is it's more metaphorical than anything. How many people did Christ actually kill? Or did he advocate in the sense of, so aggressively as was the case with Muhammad, where it was a completely different story. I mean, a man of peace, Muhammad was not, but, one of the monikers, kind of tags, nicknames, if you will, that have followed Christ down through the ages. Is it not the Prince of Peace, sort of deal? So, but the sword for me is it's something where, from the Buddhist perspective, you use to cut through defilements,
Oh, that's funny you
obscurations,
say that.
mental
It's funny you say that.
confusion.
You know why? There's a verse in the Bible that refers to swords, but the swords are words from your mouth.
There, okay, there you go. So, well, sure. I mean, words have power. Words, for better or for worse. That's right. Yeah, yeah. We hope it is for the better, typically, and that what we have to share is, supports people and offers them solace, strength, and everything else that they may be looking for. Uh, I know that's one of the reasons that we do this show, is because we find over time, like, working on building a virtual online network and community, pretty powerful stuff. Not everyone having the easiest go with things, and it's good to have a little bit of outreach, of course, and people that you can converse with, virtual friends to a degree, although you can never rule out the possibility, as we found here over time, of people actually coming together. So we've been pretty happy with that, the way it's, from the standpoint of just real life, ordinary magic, karmic uh, endeavors and karmic synergy. People, after we, you know, uh, have had the streams out there and in place, that new relationships, whether romantic or otherwise, uh, you know, coming together, taking place, and occurring. So, Karma Love, speaking of new relationships and all that kind of good vibe sort of thing. Welcome back. Are you ready to go, Karma? We got to cut away from YouTube here as well, too. Sorry, Esther, and anyone else out there, lurkers, who may be listening.
Oh,
We
you're
just,
back on YouTube? Dope.
well, yeah, but before we get real and more adult type, hard hitting, honest conversation, we have to cut the feed. So that's why I will encourage anyone else out there listening, check out the links we have in place in the show description into things. DLive. Oh shit, that reminds me, got to get the Telegram stream going too. So momentarily, you guys are slipping up a little bit here. What are we looking at though? DLive HomeNetwork.tv, something that I believe Mark can maybe speak to a little bit here. He's probably eager to have his views and opinions heard regarding the whole matter. We'll see how things go over time here though, with Alan and Robert, the platform that they're working on, more, just evolving. So, but and Facebook, of course, too. I think we touched on them all there. Platforms. Rumble, we're having technical issues at this point. Although I think Alan was saying, yes, Alan, that BitChute's not that difficult to stream from. So BitChute and Odyssey is what we'd like to incorporate next, and just not worry so much. When we do cut away from YouTube, then we can bring another platform on board, like BitChute or Odyssey, because all we're allowed here, I think, is 6 total with the Restream technology. We have Restream.io, which we pay $60 a year for. So that's why we do appreciate people's PayPal donations, purchase of items through the store, the Teespring end of things, or TeePublic, of course, and the digital support and love. Odyssey is a place you can go with any of your favorite content producers and just click on their content. They immediately generate booster power. So, I mean, think about that. people just click on the links. Be sure to like, comment, share as always. I don't think we mentioned that in the intro, of course. Hit notifications, subscription buttons, and send word along to friends, family, and co-workers. And having said that, we are going to cut away from YouTube until we meet again.
Join us on other channels. See ya.
There we go.